My name is Jenna Gardner. I'm a teacher at Meadow Creek High School in Norcross, Georgia, and I'm going to be sharing with you a way to do close reading by using web-based digital text analysis. There are a couple different programs that we're going to use. First one is very simple. It is Folger Digital Text. Folger Digital Text allows you to see all of Shakespeare's texts. We'll look at a play. Today we're going to look at Twelfth Night. And in Twelfth Night, we could actually download this as a PDF, but another function at the Folger Digital Text is the ability to search the text. Now at this point in the play, I would be with students at Act 2, Scene 2, in which Viola, disguised as Cesario, receives a ring from Malvolio that Olivia sent with him. It's a way to get Cesario to come back. Malvolio is basically stating what Olivia said, which is Cesario left the ring with her, which is not the case. And this leads our Cesario / Viola to some epiphanies and conclusions. So I asked students if they've seen the word disguise before, because we look in her soliloquy and she says, "Disguise, thou art a wickedness." So I asked, have we seen disguise as a word before in the play? Some students may remember, some may not. An easy way is to just simply put in disguise into the search, and we can see that her first scene in the play, she uses disguise to ask the captain to help her put on a male persona so that she can go serve in Orsino's court, to hide her so that she is not alone and unsafe in this world. So, with that, we can see disguise again in the play, but we don't see it show up. So the question would be, does disguise and deception end in this play? Have we been seeing deceptions in this play? So we can look for some other words that might go with disguise. We saw in the beginning of the play, conceal, so we might brainstorm for conceal. So we can see, again, conceal in the beginning. We see it in Act 2. We see it in Act 4. And again, we don't see it in Act 5. So maybe concealment will end by, and disguise and hiding will end by that time. So we'll take a look at hide. Other things will come up, for example, like hideous, which will not be useful for us. But we can see hide in Act 1, in Act 2, where it's a stage direction. Actually, people are physically hiding. We can see Olivia use it in Act 3, and again in Act 3. And let's see, perhaps some other words might show up. False, proper false, false conclusion, false, and so again we have a lot of false. Let's see if we have the big one, if we have deceive. And again, important thing is to get the students to actually brainstorm these words, to think about what words go. And we end really Act, we have in Act 5, again, deceive. So that's a very simple way. What we also can do is go to Tagxedo, a word cloud program, in order to have students look at the actual soliloquy itself unfettered with its structure, just to visualize it, so they can start pulling apart words. Now, I can certainly put in a URL for the play, but then I'll get everything in the entire play. What I like to do in this part is just to put the soliloquy. So we change the shape to a circle. Tagxedo can be a little slow sometimes. And then we load the text. Again, you can put a web page URL. I'm going to actually just copy and paste. I've already copied, so now I'm going to paste it in here. And we're going to take a look at the text. Now, we can see ring shows up, loves, lady, fortune. Again, they can just start pulling out words. We have false. Think about what point they serve in the play at this point. What are their deceptions? Now, to go much more analytically and to go deeper, we can go use a tool like Voyant. Voyant tools will allow you to add a text, do the URL, or copy and paste. In this case, I've already copied and pasted the entire text version of the play. So let's see what will be revealed. So we get another word cloud. We get unique words. We see the number of the words. Get the entire corpus. We can also bring in other elements such as word trends. We can specifically search for words and see them in the context. So we know we have disguise only twice, but let's see how that goes along with the rest of the play. Now, it's going to show it in segments. Now, it would be lovely if it would do it in 5 segments. We would have the 5 acts, but it doesn't. It will do it in basically segment of 10. So you can see an idea of how disguise will be used over the play. So we can see it's early on. But what about conceal? We've got conceal. Okay, we have it at the end. Concealment. And again, we have it again. We can see. Maybe we want to put hide. You can see hide. Hideth, past. And we can see that this keeps continuing on where we see a great deal of deception. So students can again go look at these segments, think about, get rid of some if we want to look just at, and think about putting something against all of this concealment. What about love? Let's see where love comes up. And we have a great many more instances of love than we do of deception. So what might that indicate about the play at this point? So this will allow students to think about what they already know about the play and to make predictions about what might be coming up and to infer, in a certain sense, what conclusions Viola makes as Cesario at this point in the play. Now, this becomes a jumping off point for students to actually answer questions, prepare for a class discussion where they visually looked at this. And you can actually also export these images. Export anything you do here. Again, you can look at keywords in context for love. If I want to look at hideth, I want to look at, again, get rid of love and just take a look at all of these. If I want to look at conceal and see where it shows up, again, I can do all of this. So we can export these elements out for students. You can visually put them up for them. But I also then use this as a jumping off point for discussion and discussion questions. So if we look at, this is a document with some questions, which I will again show you the URL to get here if you would like to use any of these. And these are questions that really go with the Common Core standards of looking at key details, looking at motivation, author purpose, going into craft and structure, and even into looking at research in which visually representing what we're looking at and using digital sources, focusing our investigation in a quantitative way as well as a qualitative way. So this will build to ultimately an assessment in which students will write an essay response, because again, this is AP Lit. I try to get them used to doing timed essays on passages, and this is one that is adapted and modified from typical types of prompts that we would see for an AP Prose question. Now, Voyant, Folger Text, Tagxedo, all of these are tools to help students visually look at language in a way that if you simply give them a text or talk about a text in class sometimes, they don't quite make the connection that the words are building the meaning. They just see the meaning as something that is removed from themselves. So I hope this has been useful. I will also give you the URL for this if you look here. on the screen. You can see that you can now see the URL for the actual web document, so you can actually go and use this as well if you would like to have this for your classroom. I hope that this has been helpful, and please hopefully let me know if this has been useful for you. Thank you.